Says for the Augusta Rule, Jake, if you use your property for a meeting or conference for 1 day each month, does the room or property have to be set up with the actual conference room tables or chairs, or can it just be your regular furniture?
No, that's a good question. It could be irregular furniture. You don't need to go and rearrange the place or anything like that. So it could be your normal, dining room table, or it's essentially just whatever area that you're using for the work event is what's going to apply. And so you were kind of saying a minute ago, you don't know if you've ever used the full 14 days. Typically people don't. It's a once a month thing or a once a quarter thing. Kind of an extreme example of this is we had a client a couple years ago, and this guy had this beautiful house on the water. It was a multi-million-dollar house. And you could see right on the intercoastal, you could see dolphins kind of doing this thing in the back. And he had several different companies, I think 3 or 4. And so quarterly he would host his board meetings. And then afterwards, they would invite clients, and it would be like a really good networking opportunity. And so he would have them kind of like in his backyard, which was real open to the water and everything, but he staggered them. So he had them quarterly, but for, one business, he had them in January and April. For another business, he had them in February and May. And so he was able to do these once a month, and totally legitimate due to the, kind of nature of his house. What we did was we called around to waterfront hotels, here in the Florida area. I'm in the Tampa, Florida area. And so the comparable room rate was $1,500 a night for a waterfront conference room, drinks, appetizers, that sort of things too. And so, $1,500 times 12, this was a $18,000 tax deduction that we were, able to help him find here. And so this thing, it can compound and it can add up quickly. So.
Yeah, I always tell my wife when she gets comps not to forget to price out the coffee. Coffee is always the most expensive thing when you're booking with a hotel or a conference room.
Yeah, so all of that stuff plays into it. And then like you were saying too, the audio visual, if you're, for whatever reason, if you're recording the event, or this is a great way to get like testimonials from clients and those sorts of things too. So, whatever goes into it, as long as there's a specific business purpose for it, can be included in your deduction.